As the winter solstice tightens its grip across the Midwest, I present to thee an offering of horror, a tithing of pain, penance of gore, and the sacrifice of death. Join me as I release these three entities from their Manila captivity and unleash unspeakable horrors upon the world.
Let these wounds forever mark your cowardice.
What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Hope you guys don't mind the goofy intros that much. I'm having fun doing those, and I really just don't foresee them going anywhere. Not too much to this video this week. Just a few little, just a small order I picked up from Horror, Pain, Gore, Death. They had, I think it was called like the Christmas Killing Sale or something along those lines. It was like half off all of the CDs and vinyl and tapes in the store. Picked up 3 CDs. I didn't get just a whole lot because I already own a lot of the HPGD catalog. These are 3 of the newer releases that the label has put out, and I've been seeing these around, so I just went ahead and jumped on them. As always, when you purchase from Horror, Pain, Gore, Death, you get a little plethora of stickers. Always appreciative of those, because if you follow my socials, you know I've got all these little projects. I mean, you can look behind me and see stickers everywhere. So always thankful to get more stickers for the projects that I have going. The first CD that I'm going to show you guys is Severe Violent Nature, King of the Deathmatches 2024. If you're not familiar with SVN, it is a wrestling promotion that puts on a pay-per-view entitled King of the Deathmatches every year. I think 2023 King of the Deathmatches tournament is actually up on YouTube. I know that they put them on pay-per-view every year, but the 2023 version is on YouTube. I was watching some of it leading up before this video just to kind of get a feel for that wrestling promotion. And it's pretty violent stuff. When they say severe violent nature, they absolutely mean it. I know if you're older like I am and you can remember back to say ECW, the old ECW before WWE purchased it, the Sabu days and Sandman and Terry Funk, they had they put, I mean, this is pretty rough stuff. You have to be to watch this wrestling. You gotta, I mean, you cannot mind the blood. I think within the first match that I was watching, within the first few minutes, both of the guys were bleeding everywhere. There was a steel chair with barbed wire all over that cut one open, and yeah, it was pretty violent. This is like a compilation soundtrack type deal leading up to that pay-per-view. It's got a lot of the Horror, Pain, Gore, Death roster on this. It has some other bands on this as well, but Human Infection, love them. Coffins, you guys love Coffins. This was actually my first introduction to Chained to the Dead, and I've seen the Chained to the Dead albums on, I think there's an EP and a full length on Horror, Pain, Gore, Death, and I've never actually pulled the trigger on it. And the track number 9, He's Just Meat Now, that's one that really stopped me in my tracks and got my attention. But I absolutely love this. You guys know I love Mucho, a band out of Memphis, kind of sludgy. I like to call them death sludge. They've got a track on here. Undergong is on here. Bread for Slaughter, Horrible Earth. I mean, it's just a nasty. It's 23 tracks, and the music on this is just as nasty, every bit as nasty as what you'll see as far as the wrestling promotion goes. It has a few, from what I remember, a few little pictures from some of the past events. I mean, you can kind of see how that how violent that looks and get a feel for that wrestling promotion. But as far as the music on this, lots of death metal, lots of death grindy stuff. You get some sludge and some other things, some thrash kind of mixed in as well. I don't know what that is. Thanks a lot, you. Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently, the electric company or somebody was outside with a walkie-talkie that was so loud I could hear it all the way up here. But anyway, as I was saying, lots of grindy death metal, death grind. There is some thrash and some sludge on this as well, but a pretty awesome compilation. Definitely worth the $5 that I paid for it, and it led me to watching a pretty solid pay-per-view on YouTube. So I'll link up the. I'll link up Horror Pain Gore Death, obviously. I'll try to link up these individual releases, and I will link up that SVN stream to that 2023 pay-per-view if that sounds like something you guys would be interested in. Next up, I have a death metal, another grindy death metal release out of Canada. This is Immortal Force with Mysitc, Seance, Unrealities. This is some absurd death metal, I guess, death grind. Absolutely. That's the very first track is called Hospice Carnage, and that gives you the best idea of what you're going to be in store for with this release. It's pretty fun. It has like throwback vocals on this, like the early kind of grindy vocal attack. Yeah, you like that, didn't you? Yeah, that's on here. They do a pretty solid Carcass cover as well as a pretty solid Napalm Death cover on this as well. I believe this is the first full length from this project. I could be wrong on that. It's definitely if it's not the first, then it's probably the second. But pretty solid. I did find this to be enjoyable. It is kind of goofy as far as the lyrical themes and that type stuff. But with Death Grind, I mean that's usually something that you can kind of expect on. You're going to have, just graphic violence, just absurd, goofy violence in the lyrics and that type stuff. Track number 8, Open Casket Gangbang. Between those two track titles, you kind of get an idea of what you're in for in that one. And then last but not least, we have some death grind out of Sweden. Raga Johansson project, one of his 10,000 kind of side projects. This is Ghoulhouse with Fresh Out of Flesh. Absolutely love this release. This is the second full length that they've released under this moniker. I think they formed like during the COVID times. I know 2020 is when the first full length actually came out, and now in 2024 we have the newest. I absolutely fell in love with this. This is just solid. Anything that he's a part of is going to be performed masterfully. Uh, the drummer is called Mr. Meat Beater. I'm wondering if this is a drum machine. I could not find any any real information on the actual drummer. I don't know if it's somebody that just wanted to be completely anonymous or if it's a drum machine. It sounds good either way. I know some people that are a bit more inclined musically might be able to pick up whether it's actually a drum machine or a real drummer. Sometimes I actually struggle with that. Inside, you do have all the lyrics. I love how a lot of bands are getting back to putting the lyrics and the lyric sheets in with their albums. It seemed like a lot of bands kind of got away from that for a while, especially death metal bands. And I love this kind of resurgence and fall back into having the lyrics at your disposal, because sometimes it is kind of hard to hear exactly what they're saying. Love the artwork on the disc there. There you have this kind of Wolfman chained up there in the back, kind of demon looking thing. This is pretty good. As I was saying, there is I think it's track number 6, A Date with the Undead. It's either track 6 or track 8, but I think it is track 6 that kind of splits the album up. It's kind of this uh, 80s horror kind of dance mix sound going on, that like a 80s cheesy horror movie, and you kind of get that like that little break right in the middle of the album. It's almost like a little dance techno-ish type thing, and a lot of times I'd be like, oh, but it actually works with this particular release. This is probably my favorite of the 3 that I picked up. But anytime that you have Raga involved in something, it's going to be top notch, and the production on this is super solid as well. I will have these 3 linked up down in the description. And as I was saying earlier, I hope you guys don't just hate the intros too much and my feverish attempts at editing. I'm not very good at it, I know, but I'm having fun. And if I'm having fun, I'm making videos. So in the end, we all win. But that's all I've got for this week. Stay classy, stay metal. I'm gonna try to get back on the collection update, not the collection updates, the actual collection CD collection videos. I'm not gonna do any editing or anything on those. I'm gonna keep those probably stripped down in basic. That way, there's some continuity with the 100 or so other videos in that collection series. I definitely want to keep that going and come too far to give up on it now, and I want it to kind of match what I've already put out there. So I'm done rambling. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with the channel, especially after I've taken the breaks that I have. So that's all I've got. I promise I'll see you guys soon. Stay classy, stay metal, all that good stuff, and I'm out.